Test 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so I am in the middle of kind of a tangent. So I'm implementing item durability. And let me think. Somehow I came to the conclusion that the signaling system that I had was overblown, and so I'm currently shrinking it down, which means I went through the signal handlers, which were actually not really signal handlers per se, because the signals were not buffered, so they were essentially just more complicated function calls. And so I broke them down and put them into a function for each signal. So instead of a died signal, I have this function entity died. And that's where I'm at. I realized that the died signal was not needed anyways and should just be called in this kill entity function. And I'm trying to merge those two, the entity died and the kill entity function, but there is this drop loot thing that that makes this a bit complicated, because it reuses the dead entity to create an item, which is pretty scary in itself. And I was thinking of breaking this out into a different function, but actually I can just put it at the end. So let's put this up here. The variables of the second function. And then I can, wait, let me check. Yeah, parameters are the same. So I can just collapse this. And those all don't return. Well, this should return maybe. the entity has loot. Well, this should actually only happen here in the NPCs. Or all the containers. Yeah, I think all this stuff should happen before the entity is called dead. So let's move this stain tile. Okay, let's move this down here. I don't need to call this. This also replaces the entity. Oh, that's bad. That should happen after. Well, actually, yeah, it gets completely cleaned up. So this is a return. And this is nonsensical. I hope. And that leaves this. Facts upon dying. Kind of, because they're also kind of technical sometimes. And then let's look at the do the routine. Okay, this shouldn't be a problem. What is called down here? Well, that's all just housekeeping. And then dropping the loot. But the... Okay, it's... Okay, now I get it. So... This remove flag will clean up the entity after the turn when the garbage collector runs. So this step right here is really just preempting this by completely replacing the entity. So this remove flag will be gone again, but the old entity will be removed. What might happen though is that the ground is lost. The entity this was standing on. Yeah. So let's preserve that. I mean, it hasn't been a problem. I haven't seen this be a problem. But let's be safe. So let's save the ground and reapply it. And that should take care of that. So this is gone. In the signal, yeah. This breaks and then returns, okay. And then in the entity, where was it? Use entity. I've been going back and forth on how to name these functions. And I'll swap this. To more comply with all the other functions. That's in game. And then nav. And then there was another one, I think. Oh yeah, two other ones. I had an attacked signal which got sent to an entity. Not really, but in my mind, got sent to an entity that has just been attacked. But that's just function call now. And I can't call this attack entity because it's just the response to an attack. Yeah, let's just keep it this. And here defended. Well, names don't work. Let's keep those two the other way around. Because they are actually kind of different. And I only have a couple more signals that I have to strike out. And this is yeah, these here. But they're only called on some. E attacked. Let's keep it here with the others. Come on. Entity responses to having moved. And I think yeah, I'll need the entity, of course, and the position it has now and the previous position of it. And this is NPC. I can just steal this. And leave clouds. This is previous position. And ETT. Okay. These are just temporary entity pointers. I should. Let's move this. And in the object.c, 208 should be. Well, that's not cloud anymore. Is there? No, I'm just looking in the wrong place. Yeah, that is toxic cloud. Okay. Moved. Hero, clear fog. Okay, there's no. I think I don't. At least I don't use the fog anymore. This is like a fog of war thing. So the hero signal handlers are gone. That's good. And let's see where this signal is sent. In the navigation. So this is normal movement. I can just call entity moved with exactly these. Well, this is flipped. Oh no, this is previous position. Okay, this is correct. And then export this function. Give back my semicolon. And this is exactly the same. And this as well. And that's it, I think. Yep. So this can go. Let's see if this worked. DF is undeclared. Oh yeah, that's because I stole this from the other function. Unused in the signal. Here. Yeah, okay. Then in the next one, let's take this proximity. Let's call this differently. Something different. Let's call this ping entity. TT responds to a proximity ping from the hero. By the hero. This is also void. Prox. Okay, there are some. Yeah, there are two elements and the NPCs. So let's just do it by hand. Switch. And this is the object, not the entity. The role. It's not a pointer. It is elements and NPCs. And then in the elements, which are just gameplay elements, I have another switch for the type, which in this instance is the inserter. Which I'm not sure what it does. Does this do? Just spawns an entity. Okay. Guess spawner was taken. Was it? Looks like it. And whole. So that is something different. Okay, a cocoon. Okay, so an inserter is something that replaces itself with the spawned entity. Get it? A spawner continuously spawns entities. I mean, names are hard. So where was I at? In the signal proximity. So I have this inserter, and it okay, yeah, so it handles this proximity signal, and it sets the R variable and then does something if R is set. And that's because it also can receive this bang signal, which, if you know pure audio or MSP, that's the same idea. These bang signals. Pure audio, is it pure? Yeah, pure audio, not pulse audio, but pure audio. So what I'm going to do is R is 1, so it always does this when it receives a bang signal. And let's just duplicate the code. So if the Manhattan distance between this entity and the hero is less than the entity's visibility, and let's make this the negative case, is greater. So if the distance to the hero is greater than it can see, then don't do anything else. Spawn the new entity by removing itself. I'm not sure why I'm not using the reusing the pointer. Well, it's not a trick, but technique here. Well, there might be a reason, so let's leave this. Temporary entity. I think it has everything else. And this also it doesn't need R. So yeah, this should be fine too. Let's look at the next proximity. These are the ghosts. Case ghost. Yeah, this just oops, this way. This, yeah. This just makes ghosts visible or not. And it doesn't use does not use a distance. Well, that's fine. Let's call it that. Ghost pad stall. Stay in setter spawner. Looks good. So let's remove this one. And look for another proximity. I think this is the last one. Yeah. And it does quite a lot, and that's for the NPCs. Yeah, that's obvious. SP. I can just use the hero position. This SP was the position where the signal originated, but for this function it's luckily just the hero. And that's hero position is global. Is a global. So that's easy. Don't think I've not seen the signal position used in there. Looks good. So this is gone. Did this use N? Yes, it used N. Actually, let's remove the proximity signal as well. And this is where it is sent. So that's sad. Because I'll have to recreate this function. Signal. Well, it's not that bad. Let's call it ping all. Should I just put it in there? Not a good idea. Ping or what should I call it? Am I still live? Nope.